Hey, aloha guys. Eric West, HawaiiRealEstate.org. Hope you're doing good. Hey, we're in the car again today, and we've got Hunter holding the camera. We wanted to provide an update for you of the latest and greatest from the Hawaii governor's office, basically. And Hunter, you want to just kind of get a little, go straight. There we go. We want to get them all tilted off the world. So they did announce today some more details in regards to traveling to Hawaii. And so there's a website that you can visit called Hawaii COVID, what is it? I forgot. COVID-19 Hawaii or Hawaii COVID-19. Sorry about that. HawaiiCovid19.com. And so there's a whole list of testing partners basically that you can see there where you can go to get your test. But this is some pretty major developments that are happening right now as far as how to get your test before you come here to Hawaii. But anyway, the purpose of this video was we wanted to show you around instead of me just going on the one wheel showing you around, but we wanted to show you the drive around town, what it looks like on Maui. So what we're going to do here is we're in Lahaina town, we're heading down to Launiupoko Beach Park, and I wanted Hunter to hold the camera and show you exactly what it looks like here driving around Lahaina town, and maybe you would find that interesting versus me just cruising around the one wheel. So go ahead, Hunter, show them what's going on the highway. And by the way, right now we are going down the road here, right passing Ka'anapali. So we'll just point it out at the windshield is fine, Hunter. Out the windshield's fine, right there. Windshield is cool. We don't want to get too much wind blown. There we go. Okay, perfect. A little bit more to the left, maybe. Okay, windshield's a little bit dirty. Hawaii has a little bit of red dust in the air. Because that's just the way it is. So even though there's not a whole lot of snow and rain here, obviously the cars still tend to get a little bit dirty because of all that dust in the air. So anyway, right now we're driving down Honopi'ilani Road Highway, and we're just passing Ka'anapali on the right hand side. And I just kind of thought it would be interesting so you can see the amount of road traffic that we're dealing with, which obviously is not very much at all. And it's just been a beautiful day here on Maui, and we're actually, where are we going, Hunter? Where are we heading to right now?
Poco.
Well, give him the translation.
Launiupoko.
Launiupoko is a beach park that we used to live above for about 3 years, so it was sort of our home break for many years. And yeah, so we're gonna go check it out. There's a nice little south swell that's been coming in for the last 24 hours, and Hunter now considers it his PE, if you will. Which is, because everyone's being homeschooled right now in Hawaii, and so that's his physical fitness class, right, Hunter? Yep. So, anyway, please do, when you get a chance, check that website that I just mentioned for the latest details on travel plans. I know everyone's been kind of really anxious to find out what's going on, and I knew that they would. I didn't think they'd come out this early with it, but I'm thankful that they have. So check out that website. I will put a link to that in the description. So in case you don't want to type it in yourself, I will put the link in the description. It does take me a little while to put those links in there. Hey Hunter, why don't you show them the ocean over there to the right a little bit? So right now we're just passing Waikuli Beach Park on the right hand side. As you can see, the sun is going down. Make sure it's level. There you go. And the angle just a little bit down. I'm giving my cameraman here some tips. And make sure your finger is not on the front lens at all, because we don't want him to be looking at your finger. Shooting live always has its challenges, of course, but we're learning as we go along here. And by the way, I forgot my introduction. My name is Eric West. I'm with HawaiiRealEstate.org. If you're new to the channel, by the way, there's Jesus right there. Thumbs up if you have noticed that guy holding a cross. We always thought he was pretty cool until he put up a sign that says he's Jesus, because that's clearly not true. Let's hope not, anyway. But anyway, there's a beautiful shot of Lanai, and this is where Front Street comes out onto the highway right here. And you can see a little bit of swell. Matter of fact, if you're ever checking waves, if you see some small little waves right here, that's always the telltale sign. Up here on the right is I can't remember what this restaurant used to be called, but it's right here on the corner of Front Street. And yeah, what was that place called, Hunter? You remember? A long time ago. It's been empty ever since. Hopefully someone's going to come in and do something cool with it. All right, now Hunter, give him a shot down the highway here. maybe a little bit higher. There you go, perfect. Okay, so as you can see, there are some vehicles on the road. Normally, of course, this time of day, which is just after 5, it would be a little bit busier, but obviously with the island being half empty, it's no rush hour traffic, nothing like that. And then the direction that we're going to go, actually, I know some of you haven't been here in a while. I wanted to show you how it works now with the bypass, because the bypass is a wonderful addition to the traffic flow here on West Maui, and basically it's a whole new highway system that circumvents the entire town, and it dumps right into this street right here, which is Kiave, or and so it used to be, if you remember, there was just one road that came in and out of Lahaina, and that was right down by the highway. So I mean, the highway was right down by the ocean, and that was a beautiful drive, but unfortunately it was the only way in, only way out, and so it would just be completely slammed with people all the time, just bumper to bumper. Thumbs up if you remember those days. But thankfully they put in the Lahaina bypass. Right now this is where it comes out, but it's very nice because you have 2 ways to get into Lahaina town, and basically you don't have to get bottlenecked up, and there's a couple different cuts that you can take down to the ocean if you're up on the bypass. The first is right there at Kaiheliku, which is the road that goes up to Launiupoko. The next one is Hokiokio, and that one dumps you right down into Puamana, the Puamana Beach Park. And then the next one would be Lahaina Luna Road, and of course that's what a lot of the locals use to get home or get to the high school. And then the final is, if you just stay on it all the way, it drops you right down here into Kiave. So ultimately it makes for a fantastic way to get to Lahaina without having to sit in that bumper to bumper traffic. Now when you're leaving, unfortunately, all those lanes now still basically go down to, there you go buddy, go down to 2 lanes, so, or 1 lane I should say. So when you're leaving town, unfortunately it still does bottleneck up, especially right around this time, usually 5 or 6 o'clock. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to head up the hill here. And again, part of the reason I'm making these videos every day is I promised you that I would, and they're fun, but I'm also raising awareness for the Maui Food Bank. So if you haven't had a chance to look at the video called Maui Food Line, please do me a favor and just Google that up in the search bar, and you will find a video that I shot about a week or so ago with Hunter here one morning. That basically, we were going surfing and we saw this huge line of people, and we didn't know what the heck it was, so we basically stopped and asked, and we found out that 3, 4, 5, 600 cars, we don't know the number, have been sitting there parked since 5:30 in the morning waiting for food. And so that I'm trying to raise some awareness, so please do me a favor and Google that up. Please watch that video if you can. Please share it on Instagram, Facebook, whatever your platform is. We're raising awareness for the need here on Maui for food. I have since learned, thanks to a Maui Now article, that those types of lines are happening all over the island, and there's a huge demand for food, and these food banks need to continuously be funded with money and have more food coming in on barges. So I will put a link in the description showing the need and the desire for help, and I would appreciate it if you could, at a very minimum, share that video. At a very maximum, make a donation, please. 5, 10, 15, 100, 1,000, whatever you can do, whatever you can swing, we would super appreciate it. And then the second thing is to raise awareness for tourism. We're a very tourist dependent economy, and I want everyone to know that the Aloha spirit is alive and well, and people are very excited for you to come back to Hawaii. And so I know sometimes if you read some of the social media, if you go on certain platforms, you can see there's some kind of negative comments, and we certainly don't want our visitors to think that there's any kind of negative vibe out there. It's always the 1% of the loud minority that kind of rattles the cart, makes everyone else look bad. But 99.9% of the people in Hawaii are aloha filled and ready to get back to work, and we very much welcome you. So here we are in the bypass. Hunter, go ahead and show them the view. So now we're way up on the hill, and of course the view is going to go away here for a second, but we should have done that a few seconds earlier, but that's okay. It'll come back again. Here, show them out the front window there, Hunter. And so just a beautiful view from up here on the bypass. And but yeah, please do me a favor. Please share that video if you don't mind. Donate if you can, and certainly make your travel plans. Now that we have more details, thanks to the website that the state has put out, and I did look through it, and there's lots of information on there and all the different partner sites that are helping with the COVID testing. So we definitely welcome our visitors, and thank you so much for making Maui part of your travel plans. It's huge to get this economy back in gear, and the beautiful thing is that you'll experience Maui in a way that, or Hawaii if you don't come here, that you never have before. There's lots of people that have never maybe even been here, but certainly if you come, you'll notice lots of fish numbers, not very many people on the beaches. I'm sure things will be back in full swing by, I would say January, February, March. So if you come before January 1st, I think you're going to have a very special experience with the fact that there's just not that many people here. The scuba diving, the fish numbers are up, the snorkeling, and the only thing that is a little bit more crowded, I will admit, are the surf breaks. So up here on the left-hand side, I'm going to show you real quick. You've got the West Maui Mountains. Check that out. And those are some really fantastic neighborhoods up there. Thumbs up or shout out if you've ever stayed in that part of the world. Launiupoko is what we call it. It's one of the nicest ag lot subdivisions in all of West Maui. You can get everything from a half-acre lot up to a 40-acre lot. Home prices are, $1 million to 3 or 4 would be sort of the average, but just a fabulous opportunity. And that's what we called that place home for a number of years. And of course now we live in Kaanapali, but I definitely would recommend any of the neighborhoods here on West Maui. Oh, that's a beautiful shot there, Hunter. Good job. So as we get further south here, we're south of Lahaina town now. The cell signal sometimes gets a little bit compromised, so hopefully it'll be okay. Hunter, you want to look at that camera, make sure we're still flowing? You see? There it is. Good job, man. So, and ultimately I want to get down to Launiupoko Beach Park and show you guys what that's all about, because if you end up making Launiupoko your home, or you stay up there with a friend, then Launiupoko will be your, sort of, we call it your home break, or the beach that's the closest to you just ends up being the place where you go more often than not. I don't know why that is. You think you're going to move here and you're going to travel to, across the island half the time, but you won't. You'll just stay within, a cool 5 minutes of your home, wherever that is, and you're just going to take the path of least resistance to the closest beach. So if you live in Launiupoko, this is where you'll find yourself going quite often. So it is a fabulous beach park, one of my favorites. It's very popular with the locals and tourists alike, and there's a reason for that. It's got amazing waves. It's got a fair share of monk seals that come up all the time and grace the beaches. It's got very good surf breaks, and it's not much of a swimming beach, although it does have that nice little kiddie pool right there where Hunter used to play. Remember that, Hunter?
Yeah.
Back in the day, a little bit, yeah. Go in there and practice on his bodyboard and his surfboard and flop around. I ran to Mick Fleetwood one time in there. He was playing with his kids. So it's got that nice little baby pool, if you will, sort of man-made, but the ocean comes in right there. So we're just going to be brave and go right into the parking lot, which is always takes bravery because it's very full, and you could end up in a place where you can't back up or get out, but we're just going to believe for some good chance 'em. Yeah, good job, Hunter. We're going to chance 'em. And then we're going to take you for a quick little tour of Launiupoko Beach Park, assuming that we still have some signal. Thumbs up if you love this park and have spent some time here. I know I certainly have. Okay, look at this. We're just going to cram them. We'll come back and move it, but as you can see, this is actually a pretty common way to handle the whole parking situation. It's just, everyone just does their thing, and then you got to go up and say, hey, can you please move your car? So here we are, Launiupoko. And I will say with COVID, the beach parks are a little bit more crowded than usual just because everyone has just a little bit more time on their hands, which is cool. Now I know some of you people that live here are checking waves right now through this program, and I don't blame you, I would too. There's no surf cam here, so you don't know until you go. But it has been some really fun wave action the last day and change. There's 3 breaks here at Launiupoko. You've got the sort of the main break over here to the left, and then you've got the middle break here, and then over here on the right. That's sort of Hunter and I's favorite spot to go. I think they call that one Woody's. So a little bit of a different live here today. Just kind of decided we'd switch it up. I got kind of busted on my Maui food line for holding the phone, which I understand. I repent. So that's why Hunter was holding it. So hopefully it wasn't too shaky. You know how kids are. You're like, okay, buddy, hold it steady. So we're just gonna cruise around a little bit, you know? Just check it out. I'll be intently watching the waves to figure out where's the best spot. This is usually my favorite actually in terms of when it gets big, because you have a left and you have a right. See if this guy will play us a tune. Whoa.
How did it feel about it?
So here's that baby pool I was telling you about. Thumbs up if you spent some time here. And there's a bunch of sand over here on the left. I'll show you here in just a moment. This beach park is equipped with a nice shower right there. Got some restrooms. It's always nice when they have a little running water so you can rinse off once you're done. If you ever go down to Big Beach or Little Beach, sometimes you got to bring your own water. It's a long drive home as the salt water evaporates on your skin and makes you itch. So let's see, what am I counting right now on the water? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Say there's about 30 people on the main break. Break to the right. Sun's kind of in my eyes, but I'm going to count a good 20 on that one. And then down here, maybe there's only like 15. Here comes a nice set actually. If you haven't tried surfing, one thing I love about Maui is it's a wonderful place to learn, especially the west side of Maui. You know, some of the other islands, they've got some big wave action because there's no protection from neighboring islands, so the swells come in completely unhindered, and that can be really tough to learn. So one thing I love about West Maui, we call this sort of the playground over here, is that it's a great place to learn how to surf because you're not going to have massive wave action. So there will be days, obviously, when a big swell comes in, but generally speaking, you know, there's sort of knee-high, chest-high kind of waves, and there's always a place to find smaller waves. It's just a fantastic place to learn how to surf. I also pointed out in another video that the neighboring islands here, being able to see a neighboring island like Lanai right there in Molokai, it creates this sense of, I don't know, not being stuck in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. You know, it's just like a very friendly neighboring, I don't know, psychologically speaking, it's just nice to have an island that you can see across the, I don't know why that is, but when you go up to Kauai or Oahu, you look out, you just see nothing but open ocean, and it just gives you a little different feeling, I guess is the best way to put it. Also, from a practical standpoint, if hurricanes come and they hit those islands, then obviously that's a great way to break up the activity of those storms. And also the Big Island tends to be the first place that the hurricanes encounter, because most of them do come from that direction. So we love our big brother, the Big Island, because he breaks up a lot of those massive hurricanes that sometimes come our direction. It's still very rare, but I've always felt that Maui was the most protected out of all the islands. So this is the beach at Launiupoko. It's good swimming here. There are some rocks. You have to be a little bit careful when you're out there. Not so much coral, but a little bit of rocks. And you find your little safe spot and have some fun, but it's not 100% sandy. There are some little rocks in there. But overall, it's a great place to swim. And it's also a great place to go snorkel. If you come in the morning, is your best chance, I think, of seeing a monk seal. The monk seals tend to feed, I've found, between like 8 and 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you just go out a little ways, maybe past the break, and good chance you'll see one out there. And then in the evening time is when they come up here onto the beach and they take a little rest and they sleep. Hey, buddy. Ah, the good old days. Enjoy them while they last. Looks like we have another beautiful sunset on tap. The swell looks a little inconsistent. Sometimes you get these long periods of nothing, and then all of a sudden it comes. But this one's been a fairly inconsistent swell in terms of long time period in between sets. One thing I love about paddleboarding is in between sets, you're still active, you're still moving, getting your core workout, balance, paddling around. So if you've been watching this video series for any time, you know one of the goals I've had is to shout out different businesses and different things that you've experienced when you were on Maui that you'd like to bring attention to. So kind of forgot to mention that earlier, but I love very interactive comment sections, because I don't know about you guys, but I love it when I watch a video. I always like to kind of watch it, then read the comments while I'm watching it and go, oh, okay. So it's a great way to learn, you know, what's going on, is read the comments, because typically people give a very honest review of things that they've experienced. So I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section of anything you've got to share about this area, Lahaina town, any businesses you'd like to shout out or promote. We'd certainly appreciate that. And this video will be up for, you know, for a year or 2 or 3, and so people will come back to this video and look at it and go, oh yeah, hey, that's a great tip. So any tips that you have, my number one tip is don't come and surf here. I'm just kidding. That's funny. Surfing sucks. That's my number one tip. Surfing is a horrible sport. Don't even try it. Don't. Matter of fact, there's a bumper sticker that just says that surfing sucks or something like that. But anyway, it is actually the king's sport, they called it. To me, there's no feeling like it in the world. The energy of that wave. Man, you're gonna get me on my soapbox now. I'm gonna start talking about waves and surfing and the ocean. All right, I'll tell you a quick story. So when I moved here, a nice person, I don't know, can't remember their name or anything, but I told them I moved here and they said, look man, here's my number one piece of advice. He said, make the ocean a part of your life. No matter what you do, make it a part of your life. And if you don't, you're probably not gonna like Hawaii. But if you make the ocean a part of your life, you're gonna love it here. So that changed my whole mentality. I went from like, oh, I gotta work every day and I can't get away from the pursuit of, money and stuff and all the responsibilities of being a father of 4 and all that stuff. I was like, I'm gonna make the ocean a part of my life. And so that's what I did. So that commitment was, I know it sounds weird, I did like commit myself, but I decided I'm gonna go in the ocean every single day, no matter what. I don't care. If it's for 5 minutes, if it's for a snorkel, if it's for a surf, I don't care what it is. I will go in the ocean every single day. And I did. Prior to that, I think I was here for like 3 months. My mentality was I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to become one of those surfer bums. I'm just saying, I know it sounds very cliche, but I just didn't want to lose my motivation to work. I don't know. It's weird, but I'm so thankful that person gave me that advice because that's really what life's about, right? It's getting out in the nature, getting some exercise, letting go of the stress of the day, and just having a moment like she's having right there. I mean, look at that. I guarantee you she is not thinking about anything stressful right now. I mean, people do drugs, they get wasted on all kinds of things, but that is what you're supposed to do. Go out in the water and have some fun. So really, no matter where you're at, even if you're not in Hawaii, if you're never going to be to Hawaii, getting out in nature every single day, going for a hike or a walk or, getting into watching birds, whatever it is, hunting, fishing. Look at this guy's ripping it up there. That's to me the answer. And honestly, this whole COVID thing is like, oh, stay at home. No, that's not healthy. I'm sorry, it's not healthy. Get outside, exercise. That is my public health message for the day. No matter where you live, you don't have to wait to come to a place like this. But it does help, don't get me wrong. It's the greatest lifestyle in the world right here. It doesn't get better because you can do this year round. I'll be doing this in February. So, but you can have that mentality and that lifestyle anywhere you are at. Even if you're in the frozen north, up in Montana, Whitefish, Montana. Thumbs up if you're from Montana. Whoa, what we got back there? Hey, it's Hunter. You ready to go, buddy? You ready to go surf? I'm still doing the live. I'm like getting all like deep with them and stuff now. What do you think, Hunter? You like for surf? You like go surf?
Too many people here.
Too many people, huh? No, buddy, we're gonna go right here on this break. This one's good. It's not too crowded, and it's doing well. Hunter, you want to say anything to the people about your love of the ocean or anything?
I'm not moving back.
I'm not moving back. What do you like the best about the ocean?
Waves.
Waves. Anything else? How does it make you feel when you're done?
Good.
Good. All right. I decided a live I want to do, which I haven't put together yet, but Hunter's got a bunch of friends from his school, and I want to get them all together, a bunch of 10, 12, 13-year-old kids. I just want to talk to them. I just want to say, hey, what's going on, guys? Because, children just don't get a voice anymore, it seems like, marginalized. But they have the answers, I'm telling you. They haven't been corrupted. Sorry, this phone is like right in my face. But anyway, I'm going to do that. Hunter, will your buddies do that?
No.
They won't? Did you ask them?
No.
Did you ask them?
No.
Okay, we're going to ask them. They're going to do it. They're a bunch of YouTube guys. They'll do it, right? Just talk about what this has been like for them, This whole experience. Online school. One thing a lot of people don't know, check this out. I did the Maui food line video and I'm raising awareness for that. But here's what a lot of people don't know. Is the kids on this island, do you want to know where they usually get breakfast and lunch? Can you guess? School. That's where they eat breakfast and lunch. That's true. And when they come home, do they have dinner? Not always. I know this because I've had kids over to my house and they go to the fridge and they see milk and they go, I haven't had milk ever. Yeah, that is actually in their own home. They've never had milk. They've got it at school. So they see the milk at our house and they start pouring. So yeah, to not have school every single day, and that's their primary source of nutrition. Yeah, that's reality. So, aloha everybody. You've got the West Maui Mountains lingering back there, just beautiful. Sometimes at this time of night you get rainbows right there, just in between the mountains as the sun sets. It's really spectacular. But this is Launiupoko Beach Park. I'd love a thumbs up and a subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please come back. I'll be back tomorrow, I promise. It'll be different. I don't know where it's going to be. If you have any ideas, hit me in the comment section. I'd love to get those ideas of where you want me to go. And of course, if you're ever in the market for real estate, I'm a real estate agent here on Maui. I'd love to help. Looking to buy, looking to sell. And if you're looking on another island, say for example, you're not convinced Maui's no ka'oi, you want to go to Oahu, you want to go to Big Island, Kauai. I love Kauai, by the way. I can refer you to a great agent over there. They're not like on my team or underlings. They're just people I know that are amazing, and I'll put you in touch with them. So thanks again for watching. Until tomorrow, Eric West out. And I will leave you with this beautiful shot of the sun setting directly dead center on the island of Lanai. Larry Ellison's personal possession. No, just kidding. No, really. He bought it for like $500 million. Can you believe that? The guy owns that. Nuts.